The Travers Stakes horse race for three-year-old thoroughbreds is arguably the third biggest race of a three-year-old's career, after the Kentucky Derby and Belmont Stakes, of course. And Travers Day itself is certainly the biggest day here in Saratoga Springs each year. For 161 years, the race has attracted the world's fastest three-year-olds and created some incredible historic moments for racing fans. We reviewed those 16 decades, and here are our top 10 Travers Stakes moments ever.
And they're all in line. 0. General Assembly on the inside, King Green on the outside in second. General Assembly does have the early lead. King Green does move up on the outside, then it's Private Account, Steady Growth, Devona Dale, Smartin, and Screen King. Past the stands now for the first time. General Assembly has the rail and the lead by a head.
General Assembly 1979 sets a super quick start to the race. The field responds pretty well.
Around the clubhouse turn, the first quarter in 23 and 3. They are moving with a quick pace. It's General Assembly now leading by a length and a half. King Green is second by a length and a half. It's to the stretch. General Assembly has the lead still by 4. It's Smartin in second by 6. Private Account on the rail is third. On the outside, King Green, then Devona Dale, the filly, approaching the 16th pole. General Assembly extending to an 8-length lead, and Smartin is second. General Assembly in front. The time on the board, a new stakes and track record here at Saratoga, 2 minutes even for the 1 1/4 distance over a sloppy main track.
General Assembly, no problems at all in the slop at Saratoga. 2 minutes flat is basically unheard of at 1 1/4 miles. Sets the track record, gives us our 10th best moment ever. Incredible call by Marshall Cassidy, of course. Our 9th ranked Travers moment is 1920. Man o' War graced our city here in Saratoga. This guy's celebrity, his fame level was on par with Babe Ruth or any other figure on the sports page or the front page at that point in time. Man o' War's Travers story really starts a year earlier, or at least his Saratoga story does. He suffered his only loss in the Sanford Memorial 1919 to a horse named Upset, of all things. The starter was having a tough day. Unable to manage the horses, took several minutes to organize. When he finally called the start, Man o' War was looking sideways, some say backwards. When the race started, he lost a good deal of ground. He was very game. He made it up, but not quite enough, and did take his only loss, establishing Saratoga as the graveyard of champions, a legend of our town that's only grown since. 1 year later, in 1920, Man o' War came back to Saratoga for the Travers, but so did his rival Upset, giving Saratoga the rematch they wanted to see. In the prior few months, Man o' War had skipped the Derby. He won the Preakness over Upset and others. He won the Belmont by 20 lengths, and he came to Saratoga with a full head of steam. And yes, Man o' War delivered the victory in the Travers, setting a track record that would stand for the next 42 years. Several years later, the Travers would rename their trophy the Man o' War Cup, which is still the name today.
Swing around the clubhouse turn, ride down on the inside, with Jiper still head and head for the lead. Gap of 5 lengths, Cyan moving in the 3rd position.
In 1962, Jiper and Rydan lock horns early, grab the lead by 5, and will not budge from one another, as if they're the only 2 horses in the race. The great Freddie Capicella on the call.
Coming into the stretch, that's Jiper out in the middle of the track, Cyan along the rail with Rydan. Coming through the stretch now, that's Jiper and Rydan still battling for the lead. Military Plume on the far outside coming on with Smart and Cyan. Now coming to the 16th pole, it's Jiper and Rydan still battling head and head. And as they go over the finish line, it's a photograph for the win.
Jiper wins it by a nose and breaks Man o' War's 42-year record of best time for the 1 1/4 at Saratoga. In 2025, Sovereignty came to town. He had just won the Kentucky Derby, skipped the Preakness, won the Belmont, and then came up to Saratoga for the Midsummer Derby.
And Magnitude expands that lead to almost a length. Strategic Focus and Sovereignty are side by side. Sovereignty has a clear path now. He's third. Magnitude pushed along now. Bracket Buster is up alongside, and Bracket Buster puts his head in front, heading to the quarter pole. 2 lengths back to Sovereignty as Bracket Buster tries to sprint away, but here comes Sovereignty now. He's let loose with those big, powerful strides. Bracket Buster on the inside, and Sovereignty and Bracket Buster a long way back to Magnitude in third. They're in the final furlong, and we are witnessing greatness. Sovereignty pouring it on, and for the first time since 1995 we have a Kentucky Derby, Belmont and DraftKings Travers winner as Sovereignty rolls home to win by more than 8 lengths. Congratulations to Belmont. There's your Travers.
Giving us our 7th best moment in Travers history, Sovereignty crushes the field by 10. Love the call from Frank Miramati.
Inside, Affirmed on the outside. Those two are heads apart. Alydar is a very close third on the outside. Then back along the rail, Nasty and Bold.
The greatest rivalry in horse racing history came to town in 1978. Affirmed and Alydar graced our city, facing each other for the 10th time in the recent 15 months. Affirmed had won 7 of 9 and Alydar 2. Most would agree that Affirmed was the better horse, actually was the best horse at that point in time. He had just won all 3 legs of the Triple Crown, but Alydar was very competitive in each leg. At Saratoga, Affirmed ran into some bad luck when his celebrated jockey Steve Cawthon injured his knee about a week and a half prior to the Travers. A substitute jockey would have to be assigned, and that was Lafitte Pincay, a very accomplished jockey in his own right, and he had some good history with Affirmed as well.
Affirmed on the outside, puts ahead in front. Shake, shake, shake. Alydar is along the rail, and he's moving up along the rail, and a half went in about the same. 48 seconds. The pace is still slow. Down the backstretch, Alydar will force the issue with Affirmed on the outside. It's Affirmed holding the lead by a head. On the inside, Alydar has the rail and will challenge him from that position. Then it's a gap of 2. Alydar suddenly has dropped back very suddenly and appears to be out of the race. Here's Nasty and Bold getting through. Alydar is back in stride once again. It is coming on again. On the turn, Affirmed and Alydar will make a run at him on the outside in second, Nasty and Bold in third, and the trailer is Shake, Shake, Shake. 3/4 in 1:11 and 3, and they're in the stretch. In the stretch, Affirmed and Alydar on the outside. Affirmed on the inside, Nasty and Bold third down along the rail, but Affirmed continues to maintain control of the pace. It's Affirmed, and he has it by a length and a half. Alydar driving, can't catch him on the outside. Nasty and Bold is third.
As Chick Anderson just described, Affirmed and Pincay cut off Alydar, sending him into the rail, a very dangerous stumble. Somehow, Alydar did rally, came in second, and ultimately would be granted the victory once the DQ or disqualification came down on Affirmed. And that would prove to be their last contest against one another. Ultimately, Affirmed won 7 of 10 and Alydar 3. The great Gallant Fox came to town in 1930 after winning all 3 legs of the Triple Crown. He was viewed as somewhat of a super horse, but he did have one notable rival in a horse named Which One. Which One had beat him in the past and was entered in the Travers. The other 2 horses entered were not serious contenders, Sun Falcon at 30-1 and Jim Dandy at 100-1 odds. Jim Dandy having lost the last 10 races he entered. Not much footage is available from 1930, but 3 amazing things happened that day. Number 1, it rained and rained and rained the night before, creating a very sloppy track called Heavy, a classification that's worse than sloppy or muddy. Number 2, Which One decided to pour on the speed right from the get-go. Gallant Fox was known to respond to other horses, so he poured it on as well. Gallant Fox's pole position was wider than Which One from the start. When Which One applied all this speed, Gallant Fox could not get towards the rail. This forced both horses to stay wide in the slop the entire run. Applying all that speed early in the slop exhausted the two favorites, which brings us to fact number 3. While the two favorites tired themselves outside in the slop, our 100-to-1 shot Jim Dandy was steady, closer to the rail, grabbed the lead, held the lead, and took down the 1930 Travers at 100-to-1 odds. And Gallant Fox would be added to the graveyard list. In the 2012 Travers, the horses may not have been legends, but the race itself is now legendary and is our 4th-ranked Travers moment ever.
And the favorite, Alpha, third on the outside of Golden Ticket racing in 4th. Neck and neck now. He's asked to pick it up as the field enters the far turn. 3/4 and 1, 12 and 3. Around the far turn. Steeplechase making a move for the lead. So too Alpha on the outside as Spite City continues to fend them off. As the field turns for home, and Alpha comes up on the far outside, charging after that lead. And down on the inside, it's Golden Ticket. Golden Ticket in with a huge upset chance here with 1 furlong to go. Alpha is a full out second on the outside. Fast Falcon coming on. Can Alpha catch Golden Ticket? Golden Ticket, Alpha. Fast Falcon on the outside and out again. And here's the wire. It is. Oh, it's too close to call. Did Alpha get that nose on the wire? Just ahead of Golden Ticket. Oh, it was desperately close. Fast Falcon coming on late there with Adigan. It may have been Alpha, but if it was, it wasn't by much. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a photo finish. It's a dead heat in the Travers! A dead heat! Number 3, Golden Ticket. And number 6, Alpha, inseparable after a classic 1.25 miles.
A dead heat. Can you believe that? Unreal, an unbelievable call by Tom Durkin, of course. There was one other dead heat in Travers history, but it was 160 years ago. I think they had a runoff or a tiebreaker, so not an official tie. Unbelievable moment, and that's our number 4. And we now count down the top 3 Travers moments ever.
Governor Malibu, an Exaggerator, is dead last early on, but the pace is very fast here. They went 1/4 in 23 and 1/5 seconds, and they race on to the backstretch with the leader Arrogate. Arrogate is on top. A 3-wide Lauban is second. Between those two's American Freedom running in third. Destin is fourth.
In 2016, Arrogate grabbed the lead quickly out of the gate, maintained that lead through mid-flight. Don't blink during our moment number 3. It moves, or he moves, fast.
Around the far turn, Arrogate and American Freedom will turn for home. The stablemates are 1-2 here in the Travers. Gunrunner is third. Connect is fourth. Gift Box is next. Exaggerator is coming wide as they come to the top of the stretch. It is Arrogate and Mike Smith. Oh, they've opened up a 6-length lead here with 1 furlong to run. They've left the field reeling behind. American Freedom and Gunrunner are fired behind Arrogate. What a commanding performance. He won the Travers by 12. Oh, what a race he ran today. American Freedom was second, Gunrunner was third, and Giftbox was fourth in a final time of 1 minute 59.36 seconds. The fastest Travers ever and a new track record.
Track announcer Larry Colmus nailing that call. Arrogate's record-breaking performance was completely unpredictable. Nobody could have seen it coming. Up to that moment, he had only competed in lower grade races, was viewed as unqualified for the Triple Crown races. So this performance surprised everybody, and I mean his own camp, everybody. The Travers has been run at this 1 1/4 distance 126 times, and Arrogate holds the all-time record at 1:59 and 36 seconds. Unbelievable. In the 2015 Travers, phenom American Pharaoh came to town after winning his last 8 contests and sweeping the Triple Crown. Most Saratoga visitors were really hoping for the Superfecta or the Quadruple Crown when a horse wins all 3 legs of the Triple Crown, plus the Travers.
And a Triple Crown winner moves on to the backstretch at Saratoga. American Pharaoh is the leader, and Frosted is keeping him company up the backstretch. He's 3/4 of a length behind him. And then it's Smart Transition, Upstart right together. Keen Ice is 5th behind them. Kent DeSormo and Texas Red are 6 lengths behind American Pharaoh, who continues to be pressed along by Frosted. And Frosted is taking it to him on the far turn. Frosted is right alongside of American Pharaoh. And now Victor Espinosa has to ask American Pharaoh to go. And Frosted continues to cling to him on the outside as they round the far turn. They're 4 lengths ahead of Keen Ice. And as they turn for home, American Pharaoh has lost the lead at the top of the stretch. Frosted on the outside is now in front. But American Pharaoh is battling on from the inside. He's showing all this fight with 1 furlong to run. And here on the far outside comes Keen Ice with a late threat. American Pharaoh put away Frosted. He has to deal with Keen Ice. Keen Ice has got him. Keen Ice has won the Travers over American Pharaoh in a dramatic upset. Frosted was 3rd and Upstart was 4th, and a final time of 2:01.57 seconds. The Graveyard of Champions has claimed another.
Incredible race and an incredible call by Larry Colma's trackside. Similar to Jim Dandy in 1920, Keen Ice might have benefited from Frosted's super aggressive start out of the gate, challenging American Pharaoh. Those 2 horses may have tired themselves out, while Keen Ice saved his peak energy for the final furlong. In 1941, America was largely transfixed on the expanding World War II. Fear, anxiety, concern gripped the entire country, really all of mankind. Somewhat oppositely, a playful, quirky, mischievous horse named Whirlaway had no fear. His unusual personality, racing style, and unusually long tail captured the hearts of America during this very difficult time. Known to be a generally distracted and often uncontrollable horse, Whirlaway was fast, but an undisciplined racer. He did win 2-Year-Old of the Year just a year prior, but was still quite erratic, often insisting on racing way out wide, away from the rail, perhaps more interested in the crowd and the flowers than the race. Mr. Longtail's ownership and management was quite worried about his readiness for his big 3-Year-Old year, which was coming up quick. To their credit, Whirlaway's management did figure out 3 critical things before the Triple Crown started in May of 1941. Number 1, Ben Jones was the only trainer in the U.S. that could really get through to Whirlaway. Number 2, Eddie Arcaro was the only jockey in the land that could get the performance out of Whirlaway and discipline, embracing the rail without inhibiting his love for speed. Number 3, Whirlaway's tendency to lose focus during a race was greatly improved when his management team and Arcaro figured out that he loved to chase from behind. They learned to hold him for a second or 2 or 3 at a race's outset, giving away a lead, but having him chase. With Whirlaway's increasing comfort with his trainer, jockey, and the slow out of the gate strategy, he won the Derby, he won the Preakness, and he won the Belmont. And he headed up the highway to Saratoga for the Travers for a shot at becoming the first Superfecta or Quadruple Crown winner in history. Would America's quirky hero overcome the tradition at Saratoga of being a graveyard for champions? He was a huge favorite, But people had to wonder when they saw a tiny field of 3 horses and another rain-soaked track at Saratoga. Whirlaway gave Ferryman and Lord Kitchener a head start. He chased them, and he passed them. And he gave an adoring American fan base the joy, excitement, the victory they desperately needed in a difficult 1941. And he gave us our top Travers moment ever.